Wait, why isn't Lily walking? I whispered. My brother smirked and said, "We made a last-minute change." My daughter stood frozen, clutching petals as someone else stepped forward. My name is Danielle Harper. I'm 34 years old, a single mom, and everything I do revolves around my 6-year-old daughter, Lily. I work as a dental assistant. Long hours, steady pay, nothing fancy, but it keeps our life stable. Lily and I have built our own little world. Simple, honest, safe. My dad was always a big part of that. He adored Lily, or at least I thought he did. He used to tell her she'd be his special girl at my brother's wedding. She held on to that promise like it meant everything. Maybe it did. My brother, though, he's always been the one they praised, the one who could do no wrong. I was the quiet one, the one who adjusted, the one who didn't make trouble. I wasn't rich or impressive, but I had something they didn't expect: strength. I just didn't know yet how much I would need it. I thought this wedding would be a happy day. I really believed that. I was wrong. If you've ever felt like someone else always came first in your own family, hit subscribe. I want to hear your story too. I know how quiet that kind of pain can be. It sits inside you and grows. Click hype if you've ever been underestimated, and let's get into this. That morning, Lily woke up before me. She was already in her little robe, holding her flower basket, practicing tossing petals on the bedroom floor. "Am I doing it right, Mom?" she asked, smiling so wide it hurt my chest. She had been practicing for weeks, every step, every smile. I told her she was perfect. At the venue, everything felt off. People were polite but distant. My brother barely looked at us. My dad gave me a quick hug but didn't stay long. I pushed that feeling down. I trusted him. Minutes before the ceremony, my brother pulled me aside. His tone was casual, like he was talking about table settings. "We decided my fiance's niece will be the flower girl." I froze. "What? Since when?" He shrugged. "It's just a better look." Lily heard it. She looked up at me, confused. "Mom, did I do something wrong?" My heart broke in that moment. I knelt beside her, trying to smile, but my voice shook. "No, baby, not at all." Guests started whispering. People stared as Lily was quietly moved away from the lineup. I went to my dad. "You promised her," I said. He didn't meet my eyes. "Let's not make a scene," he replied. That was it. No apology, no explanation. Then the music started, and I watched another little girl walk down the aisle wearing the exact same dress I had bought for Lily. They moved us to the back row like we didn't belong. I sat there with Lily beside me, her small hand gripping mine. People kept turning around, whispering. "Wasn't she supposed to be the flower girl?" one woman asked. I forced a smile. Plans changed. It sounded empty even to me. Lily leaned against me, quiet now. During the reception, my brother stood up for his speech. He laughed, raised his glass, and said, "We just wanted everything to look right today. Keep it classy." People laughed. I felt it hit me like a slap. He didn't say Lily's name, but everyone knew. I saw a few people glance at us. Lily looked down at her shoes. "Can we go home?" she whispered. I swallowed hard. "Soon, baby." Then his fiancée walked up to me. Her smile was tight. "You're making this about you," she said quietly. I stared at her. "No," I replied. "You already did that." She rolled her eyes and walked away. My dad stayed distant the entire time. Not once did he come over. Not once did he check on Lily. The rest of the family acted like I was the problem, like I was overreacting. That's when something inside me shifted. The hurt didn't disappear, but it changed. It sharpened. This wasn't last minute. This was planned. Every detail, every lie. I stopped trying to fix it. I stopped trying to be heard. Instead, I watched. I listened. I remembered everything. And for the first time, I didn't feel small. I felt ready. What they didn't know was I had been keeping track for years, not out of revenge, but because something always felt off. Messages, voice notes, small moments that didn't add up. I worked part-time in a legal office doing admin work, and I learned how important records could be. Patterns don't lie. People do. I had saved conversations where promises were made and quietly broken, times my brother mocked me behind my back, times my dad chose him without hesitation. This wasn't just about a wedding, it was about years of being pushed aside, years of pretending it didn't hurt. I even had a voice note from my dad telling Lily she would be his flower girl. Clear, undeniable. They thought this would be just another moment where I stayed quiet, where I smiled and moved on, but something changed when I saw Lily's face. That confusion, that hurt, that question in her eyes. I couldn't ignore it anymore. I wouldn't let her grow up thinking this was normal. They thought they could rewrite the story. They were wrong. I had the truth, and I was done staying quiet. My cousin Emily found me near the side of the hall. She had always been different from the rest of them, quiet but sharp, the one who never fully fit in. "I'm sorry," she said softly. I looked at her. "You knew?" She nodded. "They planned this weeks ago. They didn't want any arguments, so they kept you out of it." My chest tightened. "The dress?" I asked. She sighed. "They had a second one made, same design, just in case." I felt a strange calm settle over me. Emily leaned closer. "He joked about it, said it would be awkward to have your kid up there." That was it, the last piece. I nodded slowly. "Thank you for telling me." She squeezed my hand. "You don't have to take this." Around us, the party was loud, laughter, music, glasses clinking. They were celebrating like nothing had happened, like they had already won. My dad avoided me completely. My brother laughed with his friends, completely at ease. I looked at Lily. She was sitting quietly, no longer excited, no longer smiling. That image stayed with me, burned into me. Emily whispered, "What are you going to do?" I took a deep breath. My voice was steady. "I'm going to finish this." She nodded, stepping back but staying close. The speeches were starting. People gathered near the front. I stood up. My heart was calm. My mind was clear. They thought it was over. That's when I decided to end it. I walked up to the front as someone handed me the microphone. A few people looked surprised. I held it steady. "I just want to share something real," I said. The room quieted. I looked at Lily first, then at the crowd. My daughter was supposed to be the flower girl today. She practiced for weeks. She believed in a promise. People shifted in their seats. I took out my phone. This is my dad telling her that. I pressed play. His voice filled the room, warm and clear, promising Lily her moment. Gasps spread through the crowd. My dad froze. I continued, my voice calm. "And this is my brother." I showed messages on the screen, mocking the idea, calling it embarrassing. My brother stood up. "You're embarrassing yourself," he snapped. I met his eyes. "No, I'm finally telling the truth." The room was silent now. I spoke clearly. "This isn't about a role in a wedding. This is about years of choosing one child over another. Years of pretending it doesn't hurt." His fiancée stepped forward. "That's enough." Emily moved beside me. "No, let her finish." I nodded. "You didn't just replace a flower girl. You showed exactly who matters to you." No one spoke. No one laughed. I placed the mic down gently. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I simply turned, took Lily's hand, and walked out. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I was leaving something behind. I felt like I was taking my power back. We left before the music started again. Lily held my hand tightly, but she looked up at me and smiled a little. That was enough. Later that night, my phone rang. My dad's name flashed on the screen. I stared at it for a moment, then set it down. Not yet. I wasn't ready. For years, I had tried to earn something that was never equal. approval, attention, love that came with conditions. I saw it clearly now, and I didn't need it anymore. What I needed was right beside me. Lily deserved better. She deserved to grow up knowing her worth didn't depend on anyone else's choices. Emily texted me later, checking in. That meant more than anything my family had done that day. A different kind of support. A real one. I sat there in the quiet, thinking about everything that had happened. They took a moment from my daughter, but they gave me something bigger. Clarity. And that's something I'll never lose. If your family ever embarrassed you or made you feel small in front of others, you know how deep that cut goes. Share your story in the comments. I read every one. Subscribe if you're done staying silent. Click hype to help this story reach others who need it. Did this story hit home? Let me know by liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Click hype to help this story find others who felt the same way. Your support makes a huge difference.